You might choose success today. You have to think about that. What is success? What would that mean for you if you could choose success? And what would that feel like if you could do that? And what would be that experience? What things would you want to have in your life that would tell you that you are successful now? And what if you could choose that? What if you don't think that that's a possibility? You see, because that's what I thought as well. And that was the title of a message that I posted last year on this date, a Wilhelm message that said you could choose success today. But I couldn't quite do that because I put a little video at the end of it. I recorded it and talked about procrastination and all of those things because I couldn't choose success because I couldn't love myself. That's what I said in the video. I had to become really vulnerable, and that's what the message was saying last year as well. And the reason that I'm saying that is because sometimes when we come into life, we never know who we're going to become, first of all. But when we don't accept what we were given to do, then we're not going to experience that kind of success. And sometimes that's challenging because we have to look at how we deny ourselves, how we don't accept who we're feeling we are, or our intuition, or we're not following something. Because, see, it's within every person. But then there could be people like me who come about to make that worth it. Because you couldn't maybe find yourself or really move to that next level of that success you're supposed to experience in your life that you're meant to have, then I was supposed to live my life so that I could bring you a way to do that. That I could never figure out. I couldn't have told you how it happened before. But that's the other thing that happens in human experience. Sometimes we will develop skills and talents that no one has ever seen before. But that makes it really valuable for others and for our society as a whole because that's how civilization evolves. But sometimes we can't accept that. But then when we move through it, that's when we become successful. This is the message from last year. Want you to see it. It's on my site, anyadvicefortoday.com, under July 23rd of 2024. And it says this. You might choose success today. You make that choice as you move through your physical life experience, and it requires you to take the next step on your evolutionary journey. We have given you a guide for years to move through this current restructuring, but each of you holds resistance, as did our messenger. It's not about judging yourself, but about moving forward with courage and conviction. This is why we asked Roger to share his vulnerability in a video today. It's a reminder that embracing your vulnerabilities is a sign of strength, not weakness. The message we shared with you years ago is still relevant today. It is a reminder that the guidance you've received in the past is a valuable resource for your journey. And in 2019, success is always a decision you make. First, you make a need to define what you deem to be success, for it is entirely subjective, and you each concoct your own interpretations. You could be the most successful person on the planet and have no money because you are experiencing success in the only place where that is possible, your thinking. Then there are those physical manifestations you have created in your mind that you think would cause you to feel successful. Those conditions exist right now, which is that part you and others don't readily accept. Most of you do not realize this because you are focused on what you couldn't do, what you wanted, or obstacles in your way. When you give yourself a respite from those false beliefs, you will see success in the next step you choose to take. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking that next step, and I have to admit this. But it was really difficult because I'd never seen anyone who had done this, who had received information that could cause you to heal your life, that causes you to know who you are. Because that's what it does. But I had to get it analyzed to figure that out. When I started receiving this information in 1989, I didn't know why I was doing it. Even why I was saving it. And then I certainly didn't know what it was going to turn into. And when I started doing live channeling, I didn't know what that was going to be either. And there's going to be another one tomorrow. So if you really want to experience this, I advise you to come tomorrow to the new moon channeling session, because it's going to be a really powerful one. And you will see that when I'm in that state of speaking to Wilhelm or receiving guidance and information, I can answer any question. But I know that I can also still answer any question, because that's what my program does. All the work that's in there answers any question that you have about your life or your difficulty or the next thing to do, because it's about consciousness, and it's about mindset, and it's about changing your mindset to achieve success. I just had to live the life that would cause it to come about, and so that you could understand it, and know that it's real and that it works. And that's what I've done. This is why I'm in my program. I say I guarantee it 100%, because I've answered any question that you have. But Wilhelm has done that. That's the information. And I had to go into artificial intelligence to say, why does this work so well? Because I didn't know for years. It's been 4 years now that this particular work has been out. But now I am completing it. Now that I've accepted myself and decided to become really successful, I'm completing the work, because there's so much more that I didn't have in the work than the program, and I have members who are there who are waiting for more, because they're doing so great. Because we're always evolving, because we're never done as long as we're alive. I will be 75 in a few months, and so I can tell you that it gets better if you use this work. You start to see yourself in a new way, and you start to have more joy, which is what we're meant to have. This work was meant to come into the world now, because we're moving through a huge transition in our world, and this is why I knew everything that was happening, because Wilhelm had given me the information. It's not that I knew the exact things, but I knew how difficult it would be for many of us, and especially you. That it would be challenging, because now you're being asked to own yourself and to become this empowered person that you could be. And this work is about self-actualization. That's exactly what it is, and it's aligned with the universe. Now, that's the thing that I couldn't have told you, because I developed this ability to receive this information, that it was energetically aligned with all the changes that were happening in our world. And so I asked Perplexity last night, I go, could this have happened? How did I receive this? Because I didn't have any knowledge of this. I never studied astrology or anything like that. So how could that have come about? And the answer was, they don't know. It's this. You receive messages because you are connected to the flow of life, intuition, and energetic cycles, whether or not you consciously study their mechanics. And they just tell me again, every single thing, and down to the messages that you will see for today on the site, any advice for today, they're all analyzed, and they were all in order over time, because that's how we evolve in our consciousness as we live. It's year by year. And that's why this work is so powerful, because now it's using all the sciences that we know. We know cognitive behavior training. We know self-actualization. We know neuroplasticity, because we all are thinking about that. This has all of it. And then what happens is you heal it, and you start living the life you're supposed to have. And that's what I'm doing. But I had to explain it, because people keep asking me, well, who's this work for? What's your target market? What is all of that? And I have to say, it's anyone who wants to experience the best next level of their life. Doesn't matter how old you are, what you've done, what you haven't done, because there's still more. And me accepting what I was given and how different it was really challenging for me. But what I do know is that my life was meant to bring something to the world that could have you live the life you're supposed to have. And you just have to say yes. That's all that it is. And I'm saying yes, because there's so much more for us to do. Nothing that's happening in the world is going on accidentally, and that's all the work that Wilhelm has given us. We're meant to move to a higher level of consciousness, and that's what this work does and why it does it. So I hope you choose success, and that would mean embracing who you are and taking that journey. This work will take you there. But come to the channeling session tomorrow, and you will see for yourself, or at least register, because we will give those who register the replay of it as well. All right, see you guys soon.